Welcome back to the show filled with stuff. And no, this isn't Santa Claus bringing me some toys. I was kind of hoping for gifts here this morning, but it's all right. I'll take Jimbo from Precision Ski. This works. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Excellent.
So what are we looking at here? We have some socks. We have different gadgets here, and also a boot bag.
Yeah. Well, if you've been paying attention, it's been a little on the chilly
been
side
cold
lately.
If you haven't been outside the last 72 hours, then I don't know what you're doing, but it's cold out there.
Yeah, an issue that everybody thinks about with skiing or riding is keeping your feet warm.
Mm-hmm.
It is a winter sport, but anything that you can do to improve warmth in your foot area is going to be a very positive thing.
Yeah, definitely. So tell me about, because we were just talking about some of the stuff in the overview of some tips to keep your feet warm when you're on the hill. But a lot of times, an improper boot fit can even amount to having that discomfort, right?
Exactly. There's so many elements to having warm feet. A lot of times people will just gravitate toward, I call them shake and bakes.
Yeah.
You
slap it in there, put a big sticker in your foot.
Boot,
so they work okay, right? Or they have something.
It's the least expensive
solution, sure.
Solution, and consequently it doesn't offer a whole lot. But a lot of people use it. I had a friend once that used to swear by putting pepper in his socks that would keep his feet warm, and he was good with that.
It is a spice.
That's
so
what matters,
why not? Yeah.
But above and beyond, like the shake and bakes, you already mentioned, having a good fit in your boots is important. If you have an insole and your foot sits on a footprint, basically, it's not going to move around inside the boot. So consequently, you don't have to tighten the buckles as much.
Right.
And you get good circulation
That's
as a
key.
result.
Yeah, you don't want it so tight that it's cutting off circulation.
Right,
because
right.
Then you'll amount to cold toes.
And to circulation, the socks are an ingredient too.
Yeah, so tell me about why we have socks in here.
Well,
that's important,
socks
right?
are, everyone thinks that if you put more socks on, one sock.
So don't
good.
put two
Two's
socks
better,
on?
3 socks. What that really does is I think it aggravates good circulation in the boot because it provides an opportunity for the boot to really restrict your foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a down jacket. What keeps you warm isn't the down; it's the air that's trapped in the down.
Okay.
And if you have a room for a little more air inside the boot, that can help keep you warm as well.
There you go. Okay.
And then also starting off with a warm boot. That's important.
So you shouldn't leave your boots in the trunk of the car and then just arrive.
Well,
to the ski hill
what some
and put
people
boots
say
on
is,
outside.
what I do is I take my boot and I put it right next to the fireplace and warm them up. And sometimes the boots look like this.
Oh no! Yeah, a little charred on
Salvador
the outside.
Dali style. It's all melted and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the risk of doing it that way.
Sure.
But the idea behind it is good.
Yeah.
And that's to have a boot that's warmer than your
off
foot
warm,
when you
right.
start off with. And everyone thinks that if you take a room temperature boot, you're putting on a warm boot. Room temperature is 70. Roughly,
Right. Yep.
And your extremities and your hands and feet are probably 90. So there's a 20-degree disparity there.
Yeah.
The heat always moves from what's warm to what's cold. So you're putting on a boot that's colder than your foot. It immediately draws the heat right away from your foot.
Yeah.
So start with a warm boot, and it can be for as little as $25. You can put a pair of these heating sticks. These plug
that's
in,
what those
and
are.
it just it's called a boot toaster, and it just warms up the inside of the boot a little bit.
So, and I assume this guy does the same thing, maybe a
This
little
does
bit
it
more
with
power.
warm air.
Yeah. Okay.
And here you can put this in your boots and your gloves. A lot of different opportunities to keep your feet warm. So you're starting with warm boots. And that's what this baby's all about.
The boot bag.
The boot bag.
Yeah.
It's called a Hot Gear boot bag.
Okay.
Plugs into the outlet, gets your boots up to 140 degrees potentially.
Wow. Yeah.
And then you can unplug it from the outlet, plug it right into the cigarette lighter in the car, and drive up to the basin or wherever you're going to go, steamboat, and get out of the car and put on 140-degree boots.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
That is not a bad deal.
So if you
at
start
all.
with warm boots, And you can always keep your feet warm with foot warmers.
Okay.
You know, this is
and how do those work pretty well?
This is a really, really thin heating element. It's about as thick as a business card, really.
Sure.
And this sits right under the toe area, inside the boot. And then a little cable comes up, plugs into a battery, rechargeable battery on the boot. And it gives you the opportunity to have about 4 different temperature settings from 95 up to about 100.
Keep those digits moving.
Yep.
So is that going to add any discomfort when you throw something?
You can't even feel it in the
feel
boot. Can't even feel it, but you can feel the heat.
There you go. And so can you find all this at Precision Ski?
You bet you can.
The ski
Yeah,
socks
yeah.
and
This is
everything.
great
So
stuff.
get
You know,
yourself set
there's
up. Yeah.
a lot of opportunities to have warm
Yeah.
feet. If you suffer, you just need to look into it.
All right. Well, you're always learning something from Jimbo at Precision Ski. And again, of course, remind us where the shop is located and what else you can find there.
Yeah, we're in Frisco on Summit Boulevard next to Cammy's Yogurt. That's right across from the Walmart complex.
There you go. You can get your skis, boards tuned. You can also rent equipment and find anything.
We got
for
great
your gear on the
accessories,
hill.
you bet.
Get also new boots.
Yeah.
You know, so if it's that time, it's worth checking out. I mean, the holiday's right around the corner, so I'm gonna.
That's
bug
what they're
this guy. I
saying.
mean, I was a little disappointed. Again, I thought I was getting some stuff there this morning, but I want some new boots, Jimbo. That's what I'm really saying.
Well, come on down.
All right, I have to check it out. All right, right there on Summit Boulevard in Frisco, you're going to find Precision Ski across from the Walmart. We're going to be right back with more Summit Sunrise. Stick around, and we're going to be back right after this.